Hello friends, welcome to another majestic bodyweight training session. My name is Bowie, I use they them pronouns, and thank you for joining us. Before we begin, I want to acknowledge that these videos are recorded on the stolen lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. Sovereignty never was and never will be ceded, and I pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging. I also want to thank Queer Space and Drummer Street Services for the radness that they are and what they bring and all of the cool things that help us make this happen so that you can move your body from the comfort of your home. Yes, if you are someone who is new to these videos, welcome. We're going to work through some things pretty gradually here, so you'll be able to follow along to me step by step. It'll be cool. If you are someone who's coming back, welcome back. Thanks for coming back. And yes, you'll be a little bit familiar with what we do. So let us begin with a warm-up. We're going to start at the top and then work our way down our body, moving our joints to help get them nice and warmed up and ready for some action. So we're going to start at our necks. I'm going to take our ear, we're going to relax our shoulders down, and we're going to tilt our ear down to our shoulder. And we're going to alternate left and right. You can just follow along with me for 10. So I think that's 4. We're not real specific on the numbers around here. Roundabouts are just fine. That could be 6 or 7. We'll do a few more, it'll be fine. One more each side, just to make sure. Yes, alrighty. Moving on now, we're going to take our chin and we're going to point it up towards the roof, and then we're going to tuck it down to our collarbone. Really important that we're leading with our chin here because we don't want our head to sink back. So our chin points up and down. We're going to go for 10 up and down here as well. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, almost there, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1 more, 10. Finally, we're going to finish off taking our chin and bringing it round to our collarbone on our right side, then coming back, bringing it to a collarbone on our left side. We're going to alternate left and right here, also 10 each side. So let's go. That's it. Nice and slow here, nice and controlled. You want to keep your chin kind of level with the floor. Oh yeah, I think that's about 5. Keep working through. Just getting as far as you can get. I don't think there's a certain standard here. There's not. Only where you can get to, and that is perfect. Well, there could be 9 or 10 already, but we'll do one more. Excellent. Keeping on going down now, we're going to get to our shoulders. Now you have 2 options here depending on how well your shoulders like to move. If you find that your shoulders get a little bit upset if you bring your arm up above your head or back or anything like that, you're going to lead with your elbow here and do a nice little shoulder shrug backwards and forwards. But if you are someone who has a shoulder that doesn't mind moving about in all the ways, we're going to keep a nice straight arm and we're going to pass it up past our ear, down and around. We're going to go backwards and forwards, both sides. We're going to do 10 in each direction. So starting with our backwards circle or shrug, you know where you're at, you work within your limits. Let's go. I'm going to demonstrate a straight arm circle. Okay, 1, 2. And it's okay to have a little bit of hip rotation here as well as you pass it back behind your head. It's a bit hard trying to do it without moving our hips. I think that's about 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's go forwards. Same thing, you can get a little bit of like gentle rotation through your hips. I think it's about 4. Yeah, halfway. 7, 8, 9, 10. Already swapping sides. Same thing again. If you started with shrugs on this side, do the same thing on the opposite side. We always want to keep things even, so doing the same thing on both sides. even if one side can do one thing that the other side can do differently. We always match our not so strong side or our non-dominant side. So let's start backwards. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and we're going to go forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Amazing. Coming to our wrists now, we're going to bend our arms, tuck our elbows into just our sides here, because it gives our arms a bit of a job while we move our hands. And we're going to have our palms open and we're going to circle them towards ourselves, just like this. And then we're going to push them away. So we're going to go 10 circles towards us, 10 circles away from us. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Amazing. Taking our hands now, we're going to put them on our hips because it gives our hands a job. We're going to bring our feet somewhere just a little bit wider than hip width. You don't want to go too wide. So maybe about halfway between hip and shoulder. Foot around there. Hands on hips. And we're going to push our hips forwards. Circle them right around to the left. Push our butts all the way out of the back. Bring it around to the right. It's okay if you have clicks and pops so long as they're not painful. And we're going to do 10 circles like this. So we're at 2, 3. Keeping it nice and slow, nice and controlled. It's 4, 5, 6, 7. That's it. 8, 9, and 10. And then we'll go back the other way. 1, making sure we keep our hips moving and not our chest. So it's okay for our shoulders to shift a little bit, but mostly we want the hips moving here. And sometimes it can be a bit hard to separate them. I think that's about 5. Close enough. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Majestic. Bring our feet closer together now. You can bring them right together or have them a little bit apart, depending on what you feel comfortable to do. Work with where you're at. You know your body best. We're going to come and bend our knees just gently and just rest our hands on the tops of our knees. We're not leaning our body weight here, so we do want to be holding our torso up and just gently placing our hands on our knees. We're going to bend our knees forward and we're going to circle around and we're going to do 10 in one direction and 10 in the other. So nice and gentle here. Our knees don't shift sideways like a lot, so we don't want to put too much pressure on. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then we go back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Finishing off with ankle circles. Now, if you have trouble balancing on one foot, which is what we're going to do, feel free to grab something to just hold so that you can come up onto one foot and not have to worry about balancing as well as moving your opposite leg. So back of a chair or couch or a wall, broomstick, something that's not going to slip away from you is going to be really good here. And it's totally okay to work with something that helps you balance. If we can get our ankle circles in, do what you need to do to make that happen. Even if you were to sit down and just do circles, it would still be perfect. Work with where you are at. We're going to start on our right foot and we're just going to do little circles inwards for 10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we're going to reverse it and go back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Plop. Then we're going to swap sides. So we're going to do exactly the same thing on our left. Noticing that you may find that your balance is a little bit different on each leg. Interesting fact about you if you notice that. It's totally okay. All of our bodies work differently. So let's go 10 circles inwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and then back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Glorious. Now, friends, taking it down to the floor. Let us continue with the warming upness, friends. We're going to come onto our hands and knees now. And we're going to either, you can keep your toes curled under or sit your tops of your feet flat on the floor, whatever works for you. We're going to bring our hands just a little bit in front of our shoulders. And we're going to sit back onto our heels. And then we're going to rock forward. You can squeeze your butt a little bit at this point. Sit back onto your heels. And then come forward. And we're just going to rock. That's it. It's really the one of helping to get our hips moving and warmed up without putting too much pressure on them. Get our wrists working, get a little bit of weight on our hands. We're going to be doing some stuff on our hands today, so this is a really nice one. Just preparing our body. We're going to do 2 more of these. That's it. Sitting back down. Now you can bring your hands just a little bit closer here so that your arms are straight but you're not too stretched out. And you're just going to look left, look right, look left, right. We're just going to alternate. Looking left, right. That's it. Not going too far here. Just wherever you can get to. Totally okay. Just try to look back over your shoulder. That's it. Stay in this position now. We'll look up. Look down. Tucking our chin down to our collarbones as we look down. Nice. Coming onto our hands and knees now. We're going to take our left hand and we're either going to keep it straight or we're going to just lead with our elbow. We're going to reach up, look at our fingers up here, and then come back down to our starting position. I'm going to reach up and just let that little bit of a twist happen through our torso here. That's it. Just getting as far as you can get. It's totally okay. Two more. That's it. Now we're swapping sides. Exactly the same thing on the other side. Just reaching back as far as you can get. You might get a few clicks and pops in your back, and that's totally okay. As long as it's not painful. That's it. One more. Nice. And finishing off, we're going to shift around to the right, around to the front, and we're going to do some little circles here just on our hands and knees. So right, coming forward over our hands, around to the left, and sitting back onto our heels. Just nice slow circles, as wide and around as you feel comfortable to do. We're going to go back the other way. Coming forward over your hands as far as you feel comfortable. We are done, friends. Now we are ready, warmed up, and about to jump into our session. Here we are, friends. Round number 1. We are going to work through 3 different movements. Now, I'm going to demonstrate them, but you're going to work through them with me as I'm demonstrating. So our first move is going to be in a split stance, which is 1 foot forward and 1 foot back. And we are going to take our back knee and bring it down, not all the way to the ground, just to about a 90-degree bend. And then we're going to come up, but not all the way to straight. Now your second option here is just a step back and forth here. So if you're feeling uncomfortable to hold that split stance, stepping forward and back is totally fine. Otherwise, let's go. We're in the split stance. We're going to pulse for 10. 1, 2, 3. Not all the way up, not all the way down. 4. That's it. 5, 6. Keeping our hands in front of our chest. 7, 8, 9. One more. And 10. Stepping it forward, and we're going to swap sides. Exactly the same thing on the other side. If you need to step in and out and do just a regular lunge step, do that, friend. Otherwise, we're in our split stance and we're pulsing for 10. Let's go. 1. Keeping our weight over our back leg here. 2, 3, 4. Not all the way up, not all the way down. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. And 10. Whew. Coming down to the floor now, onto our hands and knees. Knees under our hips, hands under our shoulders. This is a nice stable position. We're going to take our left leg. Now we're going to raise our knee up off the floor, leaving our knee bent, and just see if we can get our knee to the same level as our hip. Then we're going to come back down. We're going to do 10. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. We're not swinging here. We're pressing it up nice and slowly, and we're bringing it back down with controlled. I think that's 7, 8, 9. One more. And 10. Swapping sides. Exactly the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. Nice and slow. 7, 8, 9, one more, and 10. Yay! Coming down onto our stomachs now. We're going to just do some diver's kicks. So we're going to keep our chin down on the floor. Just resting on our hands is fine here. We're going to straighten our legs and just lift our knees gently up off the floor. And we're going to kick our legs here. We're going for 20. Thank you, blackboard. Alrighty, let's go. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Nice and quick. That's the way. That is 1 time through. We have 2 more times through to get to. So, back in our split squat position, or doing our lunge steps, we're going to go for 10. We're not going to fall over. Remember pulsing, so we're not going all the way up, we're not going all the way down. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5. Doing really well. 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. 10. Amazing. Swapping sides. Stepping it back. Finding our balance. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. And 10. Oh, feel the burn. Back down onto our hands and knees. Remember, working through this at your own pace. You do not have to be keeping up with me, and you don't have to do as many as I'm doing. So 10 on each side is the maximum. So if you're feeling comfortable to do 5, just do 5. Work with where you're at, friend. You know your body best. Back in our hands and knees or quadruped position. Hands under our shoulders, knees under our hips. We're going to take our left leg, press it up, and bring it back down nice and slow. 2, so we want control here. We're not swinging. 3, we don't get the same result of getting the muscles working if we're swinging our leg. I think that's 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's it, swapping sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice. Coming down onto our stomach now for our diver's kicks. Just resting our hands in front of us, resting our chin on our hands. If you feel more comfortable, you can come up onto your elbows here. Totally your call. We're going to lift our knees up off the floor. I'm going to do 20 kicks. So let's go nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Whew. Alrighty. We have just one more time to get through. We are just cruising so well through this. Starting with our right foot forward, our left foot back. We have our split squat pulses or our lunge step, depending on where you are at. Let's go. Last time. 1, 2, not all the way up, not all the way down, remember. It's 4, 5, 6, nice and slow. 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's it. Swapping sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, and 10. Oh my gosh, nice. Give our legs a little bit of a shake if we like. Coming down to our hands and knees. Shoulders and hands stacked on top of each other. Knees and hips stacked on top of each other. Nice controlled kick back, starting with our left leg. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Well done. Slow controlled movements are always the way. They may feel harder because we're using more muscles. And that is a good thing because it means we get more of us working. Hooray! Alrighty, divers kicks 20 for the last time. We're lifting our knees up as high off the ground as we can. And let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Amazing. Whew. Oh, that is our first round down, pals. We have 2 more rounds to go. So have yourself a breather, have a sip of water, jump back into it. We got this. Here we are, friends. Round number 2, we are staying on the ground for all of these. You might be thinking, hooray, or you might be thinking, oh no, what do we do on the floor? Well, the next 3 exercises are going to be focusing on our core a lot. We're going to get our stomach muscles really working, and we're going to have some fun with that. And we're going to start, now work through it as I demonstrate here, pals. 2 options. We're either going to do a V-sit hold for 30 seconds. So you can have your legs up, you can have your legs out. But if that feels a bit much for your lower back, you can also have your legs up, reaching your hands down towards your toes and just having your shoulders as lifted up off the ground as you feel comfortable to do so. So we're going to go straight into our 30 seconds. We're going to check our magical red wall clock, and we're going to go in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And we're just going to hold. You can have your arms out here. Have your knees and feet up, just as high as you feel comfortable. Try and keep your back nice and straight. So it's the center of your chest wants to be getting pulled forwards. I'm just going to hold and we're just going to breathe. Remembering, you can put your feet down as you need to. I don't think you've got to hold this whole time. That's it. We're almost there. And relaxing. Whew. Well done. If you made it through that whole thing, well done. If you had to put your feet down and rest, well done for sticking to it as much as you could. That's perfect. What's up next, blackboard? We have leg raises. So we're going to be laying on our backs. Now, if you need to, you can get your magical diamond hands out and sit them just under your tailbone here to give your lower back a bit of support. Our leg is going to be out straight. You can point your toes here. I find sometimes it helps because it helps you squeeze your butt. And what we're going to do is just lift our legs up as high as we can and bring them back down. Now, if that's too much, you can do it one leg at a time. That is totally okay. Alternating one leg up, you'll just do 5 on each side. I'm going to demonstrate 10 with both legs, but you work with where you're at. Alrighty, friends. Let's go. 1. Nice and slow the whole way. 2. We don't want our heels starting into the ground here. 3. That's it. 4. 5. 6. 7. Almost there. 8. 9. One more. And 10. Well done. Phew. And finishing off, we're going to come over onto our hands and knees here. And we're going to come into a tall plank position, but you can do this from your knees or you can do it from your toes. Either way, hands, shoulders are up and down above each other. And you can either come up onto your toes here or stay from your knees. What we're going to do is come into this position. So pick that position for you. And now we're going to step, 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 step. Like we've just done a quarter turn on the clock. And now we're going to come back. So stepping with our hands here, keeping our butt squeezed nice and tight until we're back at our starting position. Knees come down if they weren't down already. Well done, friends. We're at the top and ready to work through a second time. Starting again with our V-sit holds or our dishes, depending on where you're at, depending on what feels good for your body and your lower back. So remembering, as we get into position, you can have your legs up, your feet down, or on your back, just holding your shoulders up. Whatever works for you. We're going to go 30 seconds in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Don't forget to breathe here. This is really important. It can be really easy to think that to hold a position, you've got to hold your breath, but that never works out. So you might have to take shorter, shallower breaths. You definitely want to be breathing through this. Really important. If we hold our breath, we kind of get to a point where it's like, oh my gosh, I have to breathe. And then when we breathe, everything collapses. So we're breathing. That's it. Now we're relaxing. Whew. Well done. Coming onto our backs now, we've got our straight leg raises. Coming down. Remember, you can do this one leg at a time. That's totally okay. Using your hands under your lower back for support. Legs out straight. We're doing 10 together or 10 alternating our left and right. And let's go. So 1, 2. We're doing these nice and slow. 3. And we're not thudding our heels in the bottom. They touch down nice and gently. 4. It's 5. It's halfway. Doing really well. 6. 7. That's it. It's 8. 9. One more. 10. Oh, well done. Really feeling my stomach. I hope you all are as well. And remembering just working through as many as you can work through. You do not have to do all 10 if you don't feel good about that. Do as many as you feel good with. You know your body, and even just doing one is amazing because you've done one. Hooray! Coming into our quarter turn position, either knees down or on our toes. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. And back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well done. We have just one more time to get through here. Back with our V-sits / dishing, depending on what you feel good about doing. 30 seconds, but you don't have to hold the whole 30. You can rest him as much as you need. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Breathing. We're breathing and we're holding because we are excellent at this. We've got it. We can hold because we have strong bodies. No matter how long we're holding for, they are strong because they are doing this thing right now, or they are dishing, or you have your feet on the ground. Whatever way, you're nailing this, friend. Keep it up. You are almost there. It's okay to be a bit shaky. And we're down. So good. Well done. Coming down onto our backs now. We have our double leg raises, hands under our butts, supporting our lower backs. Legs out straight. We're going to do them both at once, or alternating left and right, whatever you feel good about. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. It's 4. It's 5. 6, 7, 8. 2 more. 9. Last one. 10. That's it. Last time with our quarter turns. Hands under our shoulders, on your toes or on your knees, whatever works best for you. Stepping our feet back if we're going onto our toes. Back's nice and level, and let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come down. Whew. Well done. Now we have just one more round to get through. You are nailing it. Have a sip of water, have a breather, and we're going to jump straight back in, friends. You got this. Just one more round to go. Here we are, pals. Our lucky last round. We have just 3 more exercises to get through. They are, work with me here, coming down onto our stomach. We're going to have our elbows under our shoulders here. We're going to be on our toes. Really need to be on our toes for this one, just to help with the movement that we're going to be doing, because we're going to be doing what is called a Bodysaw. Dum, dum, dum. What is that? I'm going to tell you right now. We're going to come into a low plank position here, and then we're going to shift our weight over our elbows, and we're going to bring it back down towards our feet, and we're going to alternate up and down, and we're going to go for 10. Okay, so that's 2, it's 3, it's 4, it's 5, 6, doing well, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Knees come down, back down onto our stomachs. We're going to stay down here now because we're going to do superhumans with an arm extension. So we're going to be on our stomach here, tops of our feet are going to rest on the floor. We're going to lift our chest up as high as we can. As we do, we're going to pull our arms back, and then we're going to circle forward, come back down and rest on the floor. And we're going to do 10 like this. If you don't feel good about extending your arms, you can simply just do the chest raising part, and that's totally okay. For everyone who wants to give this a little bit of a go, we're going to lift our chest up, arms come back, reach forward and down. 3, 4, that's it. Halfway, it's 5, 6, 7, it's 8, 9, and 10. Well done. And finishing off with down dog to push up. Yes, this one is a little bit more intense. So you have an option to just do the down dog here, or we can do a down dog push up variation, and it's gonna look like this. So just following along with me on our hands and knees here. We're gonna push our knees up off the ground, push our hips back. But what you're gonna do is try and reach for your opposite toe here. We're gonna come forward into a push up. That's it. But you can just do the up dog, or you can just do the up dog, down dog here, and you don't have to do the push up if you don't feel good about it. We're going to go for 6. So that's 3, 4, 5, and 6. Nice. So that was our first time through. Running through again from the top, we have our body saws. So we are back down on the floor, elbows under our shoulders. We're going to come up into our plank position, onto our toes. So pulling your toes towards yourself, bringing your body up. I'm going to come forward and backs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, 10, knees come down. Oh, getting our arms working here. Alrighty, back to our superhumans with our arm extensions. Yes. Thank you, Blackboard, for that reminder. It's quite handy. Now, remember, you do have the option to just do the chest raise, and depending on how your back is feeling, you can even keep your hands down just for some support. You don't want to push down with your hands, but just to help make it a bit more gentle on your back. But if you would like a bit more of a challenge, we're going to do 10 superhumans. We're going to lift our chest up, pull our arms back, reach forward, come down, circle them down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And finishing off, coming up onto our hands and knees. Remembering you can do just up dog, down dog here. You don't have to add the push up. You can try it with the toe tap in there, or you can do a standard up dog, which is pushing your butt up, and down dog, which is just bringing your hips forward. Alrighty. Let's go. Our knees come up, push our hips back, tap our opposite toe. It's 1. It's 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. Amazing. We have just one more time to get through everything. So down on the floor, starting with our body saws. Here we are. Elbows, shoulders are in line. Toes are pulled forward. And we're going to bring our hips up. That's it. We're going to shift forward and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's it, 7, almost there, 8, 9, 10, coming down. One more time, we have our superhumans with our arm extensions. Or simply just our superhumans, raising our chest up, working with where you're at, friends. Alrighty, let's go. We're going to raise our chest up. We're going to pull our arms back, reach forward, come down. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's it. Finishing off, we have our 6 down dogs to push-ups, or just 6 up dog to down dog. Nice and gentle, depending on where you're at and what you want to challenge yourself with. Alrighty. Let's go. Hands and knees, nice and stacked. We lift our knees up, push our hips back. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wow, that was a good round. You may have challenged yourself a little bit. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a fun time. Well done for jumping in, friend. Well done for doing a little something, regardless of how many of these you did. You did a thing, and that is amazing. I celebrate you. You have just maybe learned some new stuff, and I hope you're feeling great now. So until our next session, have a glorious whatever time of day or night it is, wherever you are. All right. See you later, friend.